What do you do when it seems like the evil people in the world are winning? Like they're getting away with everything and they're never going to get caught, never going to be brought to justice. Well, David faced something real similar to that, and he has a word for us in the book of Psalms, the 37th Psalm. He says this, "Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity." That word to fret not thyself, it's a phrase in English. Well, it's a couple of words in Hebrew, and it basically means don't get hot. Don't let that fire of fret and anger burn in you. He says, don't let that happen. The reason he says don't let that happen is because he knows that we have a tendency to let that happen, to get angry and upset and let stew over that and worry about that. Why? Because of evildoers. And he says, don't be envious against the workers of iniquity. It's pretty frustrating when you look around and you see people that are absolutely corrupt and it looks like they're doing great. They're flourishing. They're doing really well in life. And here you are trying to do your best to follow God and do what's right, and you just barely get the bills paid. Well, David understood that, and he said, listen, don't worry about that. Don't fret about that. He says, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. That's one of the things you've always got to remember. God is going to right every wrong. And he says there, it's going to happen soon. You say, well, it can't come soon enough. Well, we got to remember that we're working on God's timetable and not ours. And so here's what David says to do instead. Instead of fretting and worrying about that, realize that God's going to deal with those situations. And instead of that, here's what you and I need to do. Verse 3, trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord. Faith and trust and confidence, all of those things, they're really important. But what's the most important thing about faith and trust and confidence is not the fact that we have them, but the fact in what that we put our trust in. So if you cinch up your horse in the morning and you don't trust the cinch, well, it doesn't matter how much faith you have. If that cinch is not trustworthy, you might be winding up on the ground there after a while. You probably better have a cinch that you can trust. You probably better have a horse that you can trust. And I promise you, we have a God that we can trust. And so he says, trust in the Lord. And he tells us, and do good. Trust in the Lord and do good. What do you do about the evil in the world? You do good. You do what's right. He says, trust in the Lord and do good. So shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. In other words, trust God. He's going to take care of you. Live your life. Do good. And do that because it's the right thing to do and because you love the Lord. He says, delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Let your delight be in God, not in the things of this world, not in this world itself, but let your delight be in God himself. Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. Now, if you're going to commit something to God, it means that you're going to completely trust him to deal with it, to bear the burden of the things that you're dealing with. That word commit, it means to roll over onto. And so if you could imagine a couple of horses, you've got a pack horse and he's been packing for all day and he's tired, and you've got a fresh horse. And you lead the fresh horse up beside the other horse, and instead of taking the pack all the way to the ground and then repacking the other horse, what you do is you commit it from the one horse over onto the other horse. And that's what he's calling us to do with our burdens, with our cares, with our frets and our worries, with our frustrations. Commit those things to the Lord. He's fresh, he's strong, he's big enough to handle it. And we're give out and weary from packing this stuff around. So he says, listen, trust him, commit your way to him. Live in the land and do good. He's going to take care of you, and he's going to take care of the evil that's in the world. God bless. Have a great day.